You think you know why Janelle Brown left Kody. You saw the fights, you heard the yelling, and you watched the slow disintegration of a 30-year spiritual marriage on national television. You probably think it was the lack of intimacy, the favoritism toward Robyn, or the disrespect that finally broke the camel's back. But what if I told you that what we saw on screen was just the theater, a distraction while the real operation was happening behind the scenes? What if I told you that Janelle Brown didn't just wake up one day and decide to leave, but rather she executed a military-grade exit strategy that had been in the works for months, maybe even years? This wasn't a breakup. This was a corporate restructuring of her life, and she didn't do it alone. There is a theory setting the internet on fire right now, backed by whispers from insiders close to the Las Vegas circle, that the real reason Janelle got out with her sanity intact is because she had an architect, a mastermind who looked at the tangled mess of the Brown family finances, saw the trap Kody and Robyn had set, and built a bridge to get his mother out. That architect is her eldest son, Logan. We are hearing reports that this wasn't just emotional support. This was a calculated rescue mission involving spreadsheets, legal loopholes, and a secret Plan B that Kody never saw coming. Stick around because we are about to open the file on the Logan protocol and reveal how the quietest Brown child might be the most dangerous opponent Kody has ever faced. Before we expose the blueprint that freed Janelle from the cage, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are digging deeper than anyone else into the secrets of Coyote Pass, and you need to be here when the next truth bomb drops. Now, let's look at the numbers. To understand the magnitude of what Logan did, we first have to understand who Janelle is. She isn't Christine. She doesn't move based on whims or pure emotion. She is the CFO of the family, the logical one, the pragmatist. For years, she was the bank account that kept the Kody Brown show running. But logic has a downside. Logic tells you to stay and fix things. Logic tells you that if you just work harder, the numbers will balance. Kody counted on this. He weaponized Janelle's practicality against her. He thought as long as he kept the conversation about assets and future builds and Coyote Pass, Janelle would stay hooked because she had too much invested to walk away. He thought he had her trapped in a financial prison, where leaving meant losing everything she had worked for since the 90s. But Kody forgot one variable. He forgot that Janelle raised a son who is exactly like her, but with one crucial difference. Logan isn't blinded by love for Kody. Logan has been the shadow father of this family since he was a teenager, waking up at dawn to make breakfast for his siblings while Kody was busy being the center of attention. Logan grew up, got his MBA, and entered the real world of business and finance. He stepped away from the show, away from the cameras, and established a life of stability and success in Las Vegas. And according to new theories circulating among verified insiders, it was during one of Janelle's trips to visit Logan, trips that were barely mentioned on the show, that the secret exit strategy was born. Picture the scene. It's not the chaotic living room in Flagstaff with Kody pacing around manic and angry. It's a quiet, air-conditioned office in Las Vegas. Janelle is sitting at a table, looking tired, defeated, holding statements from the chaotic family pot account. Across from her isn't a screaming husband, but a calm, collected Logan. He opens a laptop. He opens an Excel sheet, and he says, "Mom, look at the math. The math says you are funding a lifestyle for Robyn that you will never get to enjoy." This is where the escape architect theory takes a dark and fascinating turn. Insiders suggest that Logan didn't just give advice. He conducted a forensic audit of his mother's life. We know that Kody and Robyn's spending habits have been a point of contention for years. The art, the jewelry, the mansion, the nanny. But on the show, it's always presented as vague family money. The theory goes that Logan sat Janelle down and traced every single dollar. He showed her the hemorrhage. He likely pointed to the Coyote Pass land and showed her that with the way the loans were structured and with Robyn's name on everything, Janelle was pouring money into a black hole. There is a persistent rumor that Logan told his mother plainly, "This isn't a marriage, it's a Ponzi scheme, and you are the last investor holding the bag." That is a terrifying reality check. It's one thing to feel unloved, it's another to realize you are being financially cannibalized. This Excel sheet moment changes everything we know about the timeline of the breakup. It suggests that when we saw Janelle seemingly wavering or trying to make it work in the later seasons, she might have actually been stalling. She wasn't confused, she was buying time. She was following the steps of the blueprint Logan laid out for her. Step 1 of the blueprint: stop the bleeding. Notice how Janelle started separating her finances? Notice how she became adamant about building her casita, about getting something in her name. Viewers thought she was being stubborn about a house, but if you look at it through the lens of Logan's strategy, she wasn't trying to build a house. She was trying to liquidate her share of the family pot into a tangible asset that she could control. She was trying to extract her equity from Kody's grip. The RV situation, which Kody mocked and Robyn turned her nose up at, was actually a brilliant tactical move. It was Janelle physically occupying the land she paid for, forcing the issue and refusing to pay rent elsewhere that would just go into Kody's pocket. But the emotional component is just as critical as the financial one. Kody likes to isolate his wives. He tells them they are crazy, that they are bad sister wives, that they are loyalty breakers. He tries to rewrite reality. With Christine, he could attack her character, but with Janelle, he tried to attack her intelligence. He tried to gaslight her into thinking that his bad business decisions were actually grand visionary plans. This is where Logan's role as the emotional anchor becomes vital. We have heard whispers that during the height of the COVID-19 conflict, when Kody was demanding the boys move out and calling Janelle a liar, Logan was on the phone with her every single night. Not just comforting her, but deprogramming her. When Kody would say, "You're betraying me by choosing your sons," Logan was there to say, "No, Mom. You are protecting your children from a narcissist. That is what good mothers do." He validated her reality. There is a devastating theory that Logan gave Janelle a Plan B ultimatum. He allegedly told her, "Mom, if you lose everything, you have a home with me. You will never be homeless. You will never be destitute. Michelle and I have your back." Imagine the power of that safety net. For decades, Janelle stayed because she feared poverty. She feared the outer darkness. Logan turned the lights on and showed her that the world outside Kody's orbit wasn't scary. It was safe. It was managed. It was logical. Let's go deeper into the financial reality check, because this is where the specific details of the insider leaks get truly juicy. We are hearing that Logan identified a pattern in Kody's behavior that signaled a total collapse of the family structure was imminent. He saw the loans piling up against the mansion. He saw the Victoria's Secret bills. He saw the gun show business fluctuations. And using his business background, he projected the trajectory. He essentially told Janelle, "Your retirement fund is currently paying for Robyn's figurines. If you wait another 2 years, there will be nothing left to split. You have to trigger the exit clause now." This recontextualizes the famous fight scenes we saw in season 18, when Janelle finally yelled, "Shut your mouth and let me speak." That wasn't just anger. That was the confidence of a woman who knows the truth. She wasn't arguing with her husband. She was arguing with a failed business partner who she knew was trying to scam her. She had the data. She had the blueprint. She knew exactly what she was worth, and she knew Kody couldn't afford to lose her. Not because he loved her, but because he couldn't afford the mortgage without her. The deep dive theorists believe that Logan also helped Janelle navigate the LLCs. The Brown family finances are a web of LLCs, limited liability companies. Untangling that requires professional help. Do you really think Janelle, as smart as she is, did all that forensic accounting alone while living in a trailer and fighting with Kody? Or does it make more sense that her son, the one with the business degree and the distance from the drama, was guiding her hand? Sign this here. Don't sign that there. Move this money to a personal account. This was a rescue mission. And like any good extraction operation, it had to be stealthy. If Kody knew that Logan was pulling the strings, he would have gone nuclear. He would have cut Logan off. He would have launched a smear campaign. He might have even tried to legally block assets. That is why Logan stays off the show. It's not just about privacy, it's about tactical advantage. By remaining a ghost in the series, Logan protects his ability to influence the game without becoming a target of Kody's rage. He is the invisible hand moving the pieces, ensuring his mother lands on her feet. Think about the timing of Janelle's freedom. It coincided perfectly with her visiting Logan more often. We saw photos on Instagram. Janelle smiling, looking lighter, looking younger. That wasn't just a vacation glow. That was the look of a woman who had seen the exit plan and realized it was viable. Logan gave her the greatest gift a child can give a parent, the permission to put herself first. There is also a darker aspect to this theory involving the other sons. We know Gabe and Garrison, rest in peace, were vocal about their pain. They were the frontline soldiers in the war against Kody's neglect. But Logan? Logan was the general in the war room. While Gabe and Garrison were expressing their hurt, Logan was looking at the logistics of survival. Reports suggest Logan held a meeting with his brothers, a Band of Brothers summit, where he essentially told them, "Dad is gone. He belongs to Robyn now. We have to save Mom." This unified front is what gave Janelle the courage to finally say the words, "I think we are done." She wasn't leaving her family. She was rejoining her real family, the family that valued her. Let's talk about the retirement fund specifically. This is the smoking gun of the financial abuse theory. Viewers have long speculated that the money from the sale of Janelle's Las Vegas house was swallowed up by the She-Ra Chateau, Robyn's mansion. Janelle mentioned on the show that she had nothing to leave to her kids. This is heartbreaking, but the escape architect theory posits that Logan didn't accept this defeat. He likely looked for loopholes. Did he help her secure a book deal? Did he help her leverage her social media for the Plexus business to build a completely separate, untouchable income stream? The speed at which Janelle bounced back financially suggests she had professional guidance. She didn't stumble out of the marriage, she walked out with a revenue stream. That has Logan's fingerprints all over it. We also have to consider Kody's reaction to Logan during this time. Notice that Kody rarely badmouths Logan directly on camera. He attacks the boys generally, but he steers clear of Logan's name. Why? Because Kody is afraid of Logan. He knows Logan is the only one who has the intellectual receipts. Logan knows where the bodies are buried, financially speaking. If Kody went after Logan, Logan could release the Excel sheet. He could expose the true nature of family spending. Kody's silence regarding his eldest son is the loudest proof we have that Logan holds the power now. The narrative we were sold by TLC is one of heartbreak and slow drifting apart, but the narrative the data supports is one of a hostage negotiation. Janelle was a hostage to a financial cult of Kody's making, and Logan was the negotiator who secured her release. He provided the vehicle, the map, and the fuel. All Janelle had to do was get in the car and drive, and when she finally did, when she drove that RV off Coyote Pass and headed toward a life of travel and peace, she wasn't just a divorced woman. She was a woman who had successfully executed the most complex business merger of her life, merging her present with a future that didn't include Kody Brown. As we move into the next part of this investigation, we are going to look at the specific Plan B logistics. How exactly did Logan and Michelle help Janelle set up her new life? What are the rumors about a secret property investment? And why does Kody now consider his own sons his greatest existential threat? The rabbit hole goes deeper, and the financial betrayal is worse than you can imagine. We have established the financial blueprint, the forensic audit of the soul that Logan Brown performed on his mother's marriage. But a plan on paper is useless without execution. This brings us to the most critical phase of the operation, the extraction. This is where the theory of the secret exit strategy moves from spreadsheets to physical reality. And this is where Logan's role shifts from financial advisor to general of the resistance. We are uncovering details about how exactly Janelle managed to transition from a woman living in a trailer on unserviced land to a globe-trotting, independent grandmother who looks 10 years younger. And the answer seems to lie in what insiders are calling the Las Vegas base camp. There is a prevailing theory that Logan and his wife, Michelle, didn't just offer Janelle a place to stay, they offered her a simulation of what a normal, healthy life looks like. For 30 years, Janelle normalized chaos. She normalized moving every few years, normalized financial insecurity, normalized a husband who ran between 4 houses. When she stepped into Logan and Michelle's home in Las Vegas, she saw something that shattered Kody's illusion. She saw a partnership. She saw a husband who respected his wife, who shared the load, who didn't demand worship. Watching her son be a better husband than Kody ever was acted as a mirror. It showed Janelle exactly what she had been missing. Sources close to the situation suggest that Logan and Michelle played a pivotal role in the soft landing strategy. Kody arrogantly believed that if Janelle left, she would be destitute. He thought she would come crawling back because the rental market was too expensive or because she was too helpless without his leadership. He was banking on her failure. But Logan had already fireproofed the exit. We are hearing reports that Logan may have helped Janelle navigate the rental market in Flagstaff initially, but more importantly, he helped her structure her travel logistics. Notice how Janelle is constantly on the road now? Visiting Maddie in North Carolina, visiting the boys, taking trips with Christine. That isn't just leisure, that is strategic movement. By staying mobile, she kept herself out of Kody's immediate orbit. She made herself a moving target that he couldn't pin down to yell at. The new home wasn't just a physical apartment. It was a state of mind. And Logan was the architect of this new mindset. There is a fascinating deep dive theory regarding Janelle's sudden boom in confidence. We know Janelle is involved in Plexus, the same wellness company as Christine. But insiders are pointing out that the branding and the business approach Janelle took post-split became much more aggressive and professional. Who has an MBA? Logan. Who understands modern business scaling? Logan. It is highly probable that Logan advised his mother on how to monetize her independence. He likely told her, "Mom, your freedom is your brand now. People want to see you happy. Lean into it." Every picture of Janelle smiling at a rock concert or holding a grandbaby is a nail in the coffin of Kody's narrative that she is a bitter housewife. It is a calculated PR victory, potentially orchestrated by the son who knows exactly how to hurt Kody the most, by proving life is better without him. But let's talk about the specific rescue mission regarding the new house in Flagstaff. When Janelle finally got her own apartment, Kody was furious. Why? Because his name wasn't on the lease. For the first time, he had no key. He had no legal right to enter. This was the first tangible boundary Janelle had ever set, and many believe Logan was the one who reviewed that lease agreement. The theory is that Logan advised her, "Get a place that is yours alone. No shared assets, no shared keys. This is your sanctuary." That apartment became the fortress where Janelle could decompress and finally see the reality of her situation without Kody's constant noise. Now, we must pivot to the darkest part of this saga, Kody's rage. If you want to know who Kody Brown truly fears, look at who he avoids. He screams at Christine. He belittles Mary. He tries to manipulate Robyn, but he keeps a terrified distance from Logan. Why? Because Kody knows that Logan is the alpha he pretends to be. Kody's entire identity is built on this fragile idea of the high priest patriarchy, that he is the leader of the tribe. But look at the facts. Who actually leads the family? Who organizes the gift exchanges? Who do the siblings call when they are in trouble? It's Logan. Logan usurped Kody's throne years ago, and Kody hates him for it. The enemy combatant theory suggests that Kody views his adult sons, specifically Logan, Gabe, and the late Garrison, not as children, but as rival men who stole his wives. When Kody rants about people in Janelle's ear, he isn't talking about random friends. He is talking about Logan. Kody knows that Logan is the voice of reason that drowned out Kody's voice of manipulation. Kody called it poisoning. He claimed the boys were poisoning Janelle against him. But let's translate that from Kody speak to English. The boys were telling Janelle the truth, and the truth is fatal to Kody's control. There is a specific insider report circulating that claims Kody tried to reach out to Janelle during the separation to discuss finances, and he was met with a wall of silence. The theory is that Logan implemented a no-contact protocol for financial discussions. He may have instructed Janelle, if he wants to talk money, he talks to a lawyer, or he sends it in writing. Do not meet him alone. This drove Kody insane. We saw his unraveling in the knife in the kidneys speech, but notice his aggression in the later seasons. He was a man who had lost his punchline. He was swinging at ghosts. He couldn't hit Janelle because she was protected by the Logan shield. Let's analyze the Christmas text chain disaster through this lens. The world saw a petty squabble over gift exchanges. But if you look deeper, that was a power struggle between the old guard, Kody and Robyn, and the new order, the kids. Logan, ever the diplomat, usually tries to keep the peace. But when Kody and Robyn tried to play the victim card, the boys didn't fold. They pushed back. This was the moment Kody realized he had absolutely no authority left. And he blames Logan for this. He blames Logan for raising the boys to be independent thinkers. In Kody's twisted logic, if Logan had been a loyal son, he would have forced his brothers to bow down to Kody. Instead, Logan taught them to stand up. Kody's rage is also fueled by jealousy. Pure, unadulterated jealousy. Logan has the respect of the entire family. Logan has a successful career. Logan has a stable marriage. Kody has a falling apart family, a mountain of debt, and a marriage to Robyn that seems miserable. Every time Janelle posts a photo visiting Logan, it is a reminder to Kody of his own failure. The escape architect theory posits that Kody knows Logan won. He knows Logan successfully extracted Janelle, and there is nothing he can do about it. That is why he calls them enemies. That is why he demands apologies. He isn't looking for reconciliation. He is looking for submission. And Logan has ensured he will never get it. There is a disturbing layer to Kody's rage involving the financial fallout. With Janelle gone, the family pot is significantly lighter. Kody and Robyn are reportedly struggling to maintain their lifestyle. Insider whispers suggest that Kody blames the boys for taking Janelle's income away from him. He views Janelle not as a person, but as an asset, and he views Logan as the thief who stole that asset. It's a transactional view of relationships that is truly chilling. We suspect that Kody has tried to guilt-trip Janelle by saying the boys are ruining the family, hoping to trigger her motherly guilt. But thanks to Logan's mental blueprint, Janelle now recognizes this as manipulation. She sees it for what it is, a desperate attempt to get his wallet back. Let's talk about the divide and conquer strategy Kody tried to use. He tried to separate Janelle from her children. He made her choose. It's me or the boys. That was his ultimate gamble. He thought Janelle, the faithful wife, would choose him, but he underestimated the bond Logan had cultivated. Logan had spent 20 years being the father figure these kids needed. When Kody forced the choice, it wasn't even a competition. Janelle chose the sons who treated her with respect. The escape architect had built a foundation of love that was stronger than Kody's foundation of fear. There is also the legal firewall theory. Did Logan help Janelle lawyer up? While we haven't seen a public legal battle yet, experts analyzing the situation believe that the silence is strategic. If Janelle were shouting about suing Kody, it would be messy. But her silence, her calm demeanor, that screams legal counsel. And who would ensure she has the best representation? Who would make sure she doesn't sign any terrible settlements? Logan. The theory is that there is a quiet legal war happening in the background where Janelle is slowly disentangling her name from the debts and bad loans, guided by her son's prudence. Kody is likely receiving letters and notifications that he can't bully his way out of. This impotence fuels his on-screen rage. He is fighting a war against an opponent who refuses to step onto the battlefield, an opponent who is beating him with paperwork and silence. We must also touch on Michelle's role again, because it is often overlooked. Michelle is the anti-Robyn. She entered the family and immediately integrated, not by demanding attention, but by building genuine relationships. She supports Logan, but she also supports Janelle independently. We've seen them interacting like friends. This shows Janelle that a daughter-in-law doesn't have to be a rival or a burden. It validated Janelle's belief that her family culture was good, and Kody's culture was the problem. Michelle and Logan provided the proof of concept that life could be peaceful. This is a powerful psychological weapon. You cannot convince someone to stay in hell if they have seen heaven. Logan showed her heaven. A quiet Sunday dinner in Las Vegas with no yelling, no crying, no manipulation, just good food and good company. Once Janelle tasted that peace, she could never go back to Kody's chaos. The rescue mission wasn't just about money or housing, it was about dignity. Kody spent years stripping Janelle of her dignity, calling her Teflon, dismissing her feelings, body-shaming her implicitly by withholding affection. Logan restored that dignity by treating her like a queen. When you see Janelle now, you see a woman who knows her worth. That is the Logan effect. He held up the mirror and said, "This is who you really are." And Kody hates him for it, because a woman who knows her worth is a woman Kody cannot control. As we move toward the final conclusion of this saga, we need to ask, what happens next? Kody is left with Robyn and the wreckage of his choices. Janelle is building a new empire. But is the war really over? Or does Kody have one last desperate move to try and drag Janelle back in? And is Logan ready for the final showdown? The escape architect has successfully breached the perimeter, but the enemy is still dangerous. We are about to look at the checkmate move that effectively ends Kody's reign forever. We have arrived at the endgame, the checkmate. If the secret exit strategy begins with a spreadsheet in Las Vegas, it ends on the barren dirt of Coyote Pass. This is where the final battle for Janelle's soul was fought, and this is where Logan's influence delivered the fatal blow to Kody's control. For years, Coyote Pass was the carrot on the stick. Kody dangled the promise of building a home, of a future inheritance, to keep his wives compliant. He believed that as long as Janelle had money tied up in that land, she was trapped. He thought the sunk cost fallacy, the idea that you can't leave because you've invested too much, would keep her shackled to him forever. But he forgot that he was playing chess against an MBA. The boldest theory in this entire saga is that Logan advised his mother to do the unthinkable, walk away from the land. Insider chatter suggests that during their strategy sessions, Logan looked at the Coyote Pass liability. He saw that it wasn't an asset. It was an anchor. It was a debt trap designed to bleed the wives dry, while Robyn ended up with the deed. The theory goes that Logan told Janelle, "Let him keep the dirt. You keep your freedom." Imagine the psychological strength required to make that decision, to look at a property you poured your retirement into and say, "It's the price of admission for my new life." This is the scorched earth policy of the escape plan. By refusing to play Kody's game regarding the land, by not fighting for a scrap of dirt that Kody would never let her build on anyway, Janelle removed Kody's last lever of power. Kody was ready for a legal battle over property lines. He was ready to scream about easements and zoning. He was not ready for Janelle to simply shrug and say, "I'm out." It rendered him powerless. It left him holding the bag on a massive mortgage with no one to help him pay it. This wasn't a surrender. It was a strategic abandonment that crippled the enemy's supply line. And it has Logan's pragmatic, cut-your-losses philosophy written all over it. Now, let's look at the new empire that has risen from the ashes of the Kody Brown dynasty. Kody wanted to be the patriarch of a massive family. He failed. But look at who actually holds that title now. It's not Kody, it's Janelle. And standing at her right hand is Logan. The escape architect didn't just get his mother out. He reintegrated her into the family structure that actually matters. The holidays, the birthdays, the weddings, they all happen around Janelle and Christine now. Kody sits in his mansion with Robyn, isolated, bitter, and surrounded by expensive figurines, while Janelle is surrounded by the laughter of her grandchildren. There is a profound theory that Logan's ultimate goal was to prove to Janelle that she was the sun, not a satellite. Kody spent decades convincing his wives that they revolved around him. Logan flipped the universe. He showed Janelle that the children revolve around the mothers. By facilitating her travel, by welcoming her into his home, by treating her as the matriarch, Logan helped Janelle realize that she didn't lose a family by leaving Kody. She gained one. She reclaimed the family that Kody had abandoned. The financial recovery of Janelle Brown is also a testament to this Plan B. We are seeing reports that Janelle is exploring new business ventures, possibly even a spin-off show or a memoir. If she writes a book, you can bet Logan will be the one vetting the contract. You can bet he will ensure she gets every dime she deserves. The insider view is that Logan is effectively acting as her silent manager, ensuring that the Janelle Brown brand is protected from TLC's exploitation and Kody's greed. Kody knows this. He knows he can't exploit Janelle anymore because there is a watchdog at the gate, a watchdog who knows math better than Kody knows scripture. Let's address the silence one last time. In the recent tell-alls and interviews, Janelle is remarkably calm. She doesn't cry. She doesn't scream. She states facts. We are separated. I am happy. This coolness is the ultimate revenge. Kody wants a reaction. He wants her to be broken. But you cannot break a woman who has a blueprint. Logan's influence has given her the gray rock armor. She has become uninterested in Kody's drama because she is too busy living her own life. This is the final phase of the rescue mission: indifference. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. And thanks to Logan, Janelle is indifferent to Kody's chaos. We must also consider the legacy of this mother-son bond. In a world where reality TV destroys families, the bond between Janelle and Logan has become a beacon of hope. It challenges the very premise of the show. The show was about a man collecting wives. The reality became about a son saving his mother. Logan broke the cycle. He grew up in a patriarchal cult where the father's word was law, and yet he emerged as a man who respects women, who empowers his mother, and who stands up to tyranny with quiet confidence. He is the anti-Kody. If we look at the trajectory, the secret exit strategy was a complete success. Mission accomplished. The target, Janelle, has been extracted. The hostile forces, Kody and Robyn, have been neutralized by their own bad decisions. The assets, Janelle's happiness and future income, have been secured. And the architect? He remains in the shadows, living his best life in Las Vegas, brewing his beer, loving his wife, and quietly knowing that he saved his mother from a sinking ship. As we watch the final seasons of Sister Wives unfold, keep your eyes on the details. Look for the moments when Janelle checks her phone and smiles. Look for the confidence in her voice when she talks about money. Look for the way she dismisses Kody's threats as empty noise. That is the Logan influence. That is the power of having a son who says, "I've got you, Mom." This wasn't just a breakup story. This was a heist movie. Janelle and Logan pulled off the heist of the century. They stole back her life from a man who thought he owned it. And they did it without firing a single shot, just by using logic, love, and a really good Excel sheet. So here is the question we need to ask ourselves, the question that defines this entire saga. Does every mother deserve a Logan? Think about the women in your life who might be stuck in toxic situations, paralyzed by fear of the unknown, fear of poverty, fear of being alone. Imagine if they had someone to sit them down, open a laptop, and say, "Here is the map out. I will walk with you." Logan Brown didn't just help his mother. He set a standard for what unconditional support looks like. Without Logan, would Janelle still be in Flagstaff, arguing over water cisterns and hoping for a crumb of affection from Kody? Would she still be pouring her money into the family pot while Robyn buys more jewelry? It is very likely that without the escape architect, Janelle would still be in the cage. But she isn't. She is free. And that freedom has a name. What do you think? Is Logan the unsung hero of the entire Sister Wives franchise? Do you believe the theory that he masterminded the financial split? And should Kody be afraid of what Logan might reveal if he ever decides to write his own book? The Brown family is fractured, but the pieces that Janelle picked up are made of gold. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secret strategies of the Brown family, if you want to know more about the hidden mechanics of reality TV divorces, and if you are rooting for Janelle's new empire, you know what to do. Smash that like button. It helps the algorithm find more truth seekers like us. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the Coyote Pass drama. We are just scratching the surface of the secrets this family hides. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear that there is always an exit strategy. Until next time, stay logical, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one holding all the power. Thanks for watching.